All right, joined here today by Mr. Stout from Portland, Oregon. Trevor, could you tell us a little bit about your business, Simply Management?
Yeah, so we own and manage a little over 200 units in Portland, and then we manage around 20 units in Mount Hood, which is just outside of Portland. We've been in business for about 10 years, and we really had like a real estate mindset from the beginning of like buying, developing. Never really thought much about the management side of it, except for it being out of necessity, keeping costs down and controlling that. And I think in the past few years, I've realized the opportunity in actually managing and focusing on that more and growing the management company in Mount Hood.
And I think like the biggest difference with you guys is like the 200 units, like you guys actually developed and own. That's correct? So the majority of the supply is actually built by you guys?
Bought and renovated. We have some new construction projects. I think we have like 3 new construction projects. Yeah, we have investors that we work with, and
of course, but you guys are like actually like buying the assets, renovating or building them, and then managing them after the fact. And then I think you also have a furniture and staging company as well. So full end-to-end real estate company.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we bought a furniture store and staging company in beginning of 2022, I think, maybe end of 2021. So that's been going really great. And we're actually like trying to get conduit set up with the furniture store as well to handle support messages.
Mm-hmm. How old were you when you bought your first house?
20 years old.
20 years old. And what kind of asset was it?
It's actually really unique. So it's a single family home, commercially zoned. Everything we own in Portland is commercially zoned. The first one that I bought like fully on my own, not with investors, just my name on the title. And it was set up in a unique way where there's like the living room and then 2 bedrooms that had their own bathroom. So I was able to kind of split that into 3 studio units and then build kitchenettes in there. I have a full hotel permit already, so it does pretty well because I was able to get 3 units out of it.
Where would you say the future of not just like short-term rental management, but I guess like B2C customer conversations are heading? Like, do you think, AI will just be for some businesses? Do you think every business will use AI agents to talk to their customers? Just kind of how do you see that changing over time?
I can't think of an industry that wouldn't benefit from using an AI agent to talk to customers in some capacity. Mm-hmm. I think there's so much like low-hanging fruit that can be responded to by AI as good, if not better, than a human. Mm-hmm. Quicker, the same response they're going to get anyways. And then the ability to escalate that when things are like beyond its capability. Any industry would benefit from that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say we're at Verma Nashville later in this coming year, and I'm a manager myself. I have 650 units. I'm using Guesty, and I think AI is just not there yet. It's 5-10 years away. What would you say to a manager who still thinks like using AI is that far out there? What are they like missing out on today by having that mindset, you think?
I think they're missing out on a ton. So I think that like in past Verma, I was around the conduit booth or just walking around. The first thing I think I always ask is, are you on conduit? Mm-hmm. Not joking. I think that's actually like one of the first things I ask when I meet a different manager, because it's just it saves so much time and makes your company so much more efficient. You can reallocate the labor to something better, rather than doing something that AI can do a better job at. So if I heard someone had 600 units and they were like refusing to use conduit or AI to like speak to their guests, I would be like really confused. And if their concern is reviews, our reviews have been completely flatline since using conduit. Mm-hmm. We've always been around like low 4.8s, 4.8 to 4.85 on a month-to-month basis. Has not changed at all.
Trevor, what all do you have connected to your conduit instance?
We have Guesty, we have our phone number set up there, we have emails coming through there. We're working on getting Instagram set up right now as well. We have widgets on all of our websites. So any place that a guest or customer could talk to us or reach out to us is funneling through conduit.
So it's the full unified control panel for all the B2C conversations, literally like everywhere in Simply?
Yes.
There's nowhere else someone could contact the business that would not end up in Conduit.
From a guest perspective, no.
Except mailing you a letter.
Yeah.
And then other apps connected to Conduit. Google Drive for company data, some in Notion, and then SuiteUp as well?
Yeah.
Nice. What do you see as like the future for businesses using platforms like Conduit? Like who internally in the business is the one managing this? Is this someone on like the tech team? Is this a customer support person? Is this just an ops person? Like who is generally managing like the system and whole architecture of Conduit when it's deployed in a business generally?
So we have a comms manager who's in charge of that now, of refining it, building workflows, training the AI, and then also just getting the team set up, looking at the manager dashboard, all the different data and KPIs on there that it gives. So there's a specific team member now who's like in charge of that.
Nice. And then what's the day in the life for that person, like on a week-to-week basis for Conduit?
Looking at employees' response rates is important, and like what percentage they're responding to versus not.
I'm assuming you're most excited about the MCP coming out that you'll be able to play with in Claude Code.
Oh yeah, super excited.
Anything else coming from Conduit that you're looking to see, or some features you'd be really excited if we launched?
I think the sidebar is going to be huge once that is like across the whole platform and you can use it anywhere. But I mean, the MCP is going to be awesome. And then we were at Verma and I was like, dude, are we going to get this pre-approval button fixed? And you were just like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't the pre-approval.
Like, it's not broken.
You're like, I would know if it wasn't working. Like it would have been brought to your attention. And then that's the discovery where you're like,
can we get the Airbnb support messages in there too?
Yeah.
And I was like, we have that. You just need to go connect your Airbnb accounts, and that's why the pre-approved button is also not working.
Yeah. And then I got it done right then and there and set it up, and it's been working since then.
So if you use Conduit and you have not connected Airbnb directly, connect that in addition to your PMS, and you'll unlock Airbnb support messages, the ability to approve reservation modifications, and accept inquiries directly from the Conduit UI.
Huge.
So in the kind of pre-Conduit era at Simply Management, you guys actually had a engineer on staff.
Yeah.
What was that person doing, and where did they end up going?
Yeah. Christian, he was our like brain of everything going on with Guesty and the APIs. All of our data. He was able to get like data links set up so I could pull in data into Google Sheets directly from Guesty that automatically updated for me, among many, many other things. Notifications, reporting, scrapes. We have a full scraper tool. We have a reservation analysis tool, which I think is really cool.
A lot of the work that would have been done in today by Claude Code.
Yeah. Now I probably would have just built that on Claude Code. But I wouldn't know about Claude Code to the extent that I do without him. So, but yeah, now he works for Conduit. So you guys stole him from me.
And how did that end up happening by accident?
Yeah, I was in San Francisco visiting Airbnb's headquarters a few months ago, and he was here the same time. So I was like, hey, you should just come hang out.
And then you like walked him in the office.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should hire him.
Well, I texted you beforehand and I said, I'm bringing my quant with me. And then you were like, LOL, okay. So then I brought him with, and then we were in here, you guys were all hanging out. And then I was just like, this is my chance. Because I want him to get, the experience and get a job. He just graduated from NYU and he's one of the most hardworking people I know. So I was just like, you guys should hire Christian. And you're like, oh.
I think we flew him back the next week.
Yeah.
I was out at a conference. We actually in Verma.
Yeah, we were in Verma during
and then, turned around an offer pretty quickly, and I think he started the following week and moved to San Francisco.
Yeah, now he's living the dream.
Yeah, great engineer, great guy to work with. But why did you feel like you had to hire an engineer? Did you feel like just at that time the tools and the data you need just didn't existed, and you had to go hire an engineer to build what you didn't have available?
Yeah, so it started, we had a friend who Christian was kind of working with, and he built a almost like a guest portal in a sense where you could ask it questions about things in the area. So then that was introduced to us from that. And then I had all these ideas and things I wanted to do, and I was able to speak to Christian in my normal English, and then he could just kind of like build what I wanted to build, which now I can do with Claude Code, and it can do that.
We still need Christian a little bit.
We still need Christian, yeah. But I can't. I mean, I'm running into some walls right now with Claude Code, so he's he's gonna help me figure that out. So that's kind of how it started. And then, I mean, every single week we would just get on these like super long Zoom calls and just talk about all these different ideas that we wanted to do. I think the reservation analysis tool that he built is like by far the most useful thing that we've had. We're a little psycho with our like revenue management. Hayden in particularly, he looks at every reservation that we get, and what the reservation analysis tool that Christian built does is receives the reservation information from guestee, check-in date, check-out date, guest count, and then the general location, and then it will do a scrape on Airbnb for that exact reservation, see what competition was available for that same date range, and then also what units we had, and then it gives us some like financial information. Were we overpriced? Were we underpriced? Was this a good reservation? Was it not a good reservation? Are our other units that are still available for that date range underpriced or overpriced? Compare it to the prior year's reservations too. So that's been a huge tool for us, and it's kind of like changed our revenue management system overall. Instead of just living in Wheelhouse, it's like actually going out, looking on Airbnb, looking on the other platforms and seeing what other people priced at.
All right, thanks for coming, Trevor.
Yeah, of course.